From the offices of MrTopStep.com, this is Danny Riley with today's closing print. And yes, I'm here and I'm still alive. You know, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to everybody. It's been an amazing year in the S&P. You know, it started out with gigantic buy imbalances, and then as we stormed into the end of the year, starting in the last week of November, all these big sell imbalances showed up, and then the S&P sold off, and everybody thought that the S&P was going to continue down, and then in comes the Fed taper. And it's been an amazing run. The S&P in 6 trading days is up 77 handles. Now, let's go over a couple of near-term stats. The S&P has also been up 6 out of the last 8 days, or it's been up 4 out of the last 4. Now, I've got a couple little things I can read here from, but you know, most of this is pretty much we already know. It's pretty much history. The S&P is up 29% on the close as of today. And you know what? It's not coming down to months anymore. It's not coming down to quarters. It's not coming down to weeks. It's not even really coming down to days. There's exactly 19 hours and 15 minutes left of trade in 2013. Now, you know what is funny? What we see here in the markets, and what we see when we're reading the S&P and we're hearing all the things that are going on out there, people are still trying to sell the S&P right up to the last minute. Now, you know what? It hasn't worked all year, and it's not going to probably work for a little bit, but we do think as we go into 2013 that we are headed toward a correction. Now, I've got some good news to talk about. I'm going down to work with the pit bull, and I leave January 1, and it's something that I've been waiting for a long time. And you know what? I've learned a lot of his trading rules. I've learned a lot of his tricks. But at the end of the day, you know what? It's an opportunity that I cannot turn down. And I feel that it's going to further my education in trading. And you know what? I want to be around this. I want to see him in action. I've been around him, and I've taken the orders from the other side. But now I'm going to be with them taking them right there on the spot when things are actually happening. And you know what? I'm very grateful for that. I've worked in the business for 36 years. I believe I put my best foot forward with MrTopStep and our crew and the collective and everything. I'm very proud of those accomplishments. But you know what? I think the next giant step for me is going to try to figure out some of those tricks of the trades that have made the pit bull who he is. And maybe, just maybe, a little of that could rub off on me. You know what? I want to again say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. I'm going to be doing my videos from Florida in the next month or so, and Brian will be hitting it from the floor. Nothing's changing, but you know what? It's time for me to get re-educated. We'll see you guys in a couple days, and I'm here if you need me.